Tom, what's the break done for you and what's it done for the group?
Yeah, it was a timely break. Obviously, it's good to have a week off, freshen the bodies up. Personally, it was good to get that week off and rest the body. And I think we got ourselves to a pretty good spot halfway through the year, considering where we were at earlier on in the season. So as I said, timely break and looking forward to the back half now.
Just talk about you for a moment. The starts of the year not being able to be there for round one, the knee. How much more difficult did that make your re-entry to the AFL?
Well, not too difficult in the end because we had a fair few injuries and slid straight back in, so I was pretty lucky there. But yeah, obviously it wasn't the ideal start to the season with that little knee clean-up, but it is what it is. And as I said, there was a few other injuries, but we've got a pretty healthy list coming back now. Only a few on the injury list, so we're just about back to full strength, which is exciting going into the back half.
I said to Ken Inkley a few weeks ago, you seem to enjoy playing on the big plays. He said enjoy is not the right word. So how would you describe it?
Yeah, you're probably right there. Probably not enjoy. No, but I do look forward to getting one of the big fellas done. Obviously, it's a tough task, but it's enjoyable. Look forward to it, and it's a good challenge. Obviously, it's not just me though. You get help from especially out of the backs, Lear, Tommy. So there's plenty of help there, and it's a full team help out.
5-6, you're still a bit behind the 8 ball. How do you approach the second half of the year?
Yeah, definitely are behind a little bit. Obviously, we're not in that top 8 yet. 5 and 6, so we just need to keep winning. I think from where we were at the start of the year, we'd probably take 5 and 6 at the halfway point, but from here on in, just need to keep winning and just get back to playing that consistent brand of footy that we know we can and that we know will beat any team out there.
Is there something missing that makes the difference between you being a bottom 10 and a top 8 side?
No, nothing missing. It's probably just that consistency, as I said, playing the way we want to play, rocking up each week and being able to play our brand of footy.
Done so well to get it back to where the point where finals are very much achievable. Is there still a sense that, or a case or a point to prove that teams that you're not expected to beat, you haven't this season? Is the next fortnight or so a really good opportunity to sort of right that wrong and win a few games where maybe externally you're not expected to?
Yeah, definitely. The next month especially, and probably a few weeks is a big challenge. Obviously, Richmond Thursday night they've won I think 4 of their last 5, so they're in good nick. And obviously at the MCG as well, it's a good challenge. But where we are at the moment, where we've put ourselves, they're the games we just have to win going forward.
Just back on your personal matchups each week, do you sort of wear it as a badge of honour, maybe playing a little bit undersized and getting a bigger boy each week? Is that a challenge that you don't enjoy but that you relish?
Not so much. It's something, I suppose, in my 10th year now that I've done for a little period of time now over the last half a dozen years. So it is what it is, and that's my position in the team. So that's my role.
You don't get in the recruiter's ears and say draft a 6'10" bloke for me this year?
No, we'll hold off for that for a couple of years.
You don't see the G too often. How do you feel about playing there this week?
Yeah, exciting. As you mentioned, we don't play there at all. I think I've only played there myself half a dozen times. 7, there you go. So, no, it's definitely exciting getting over to Melbourne and against Richmond as well. Thursday night, I'm sure there'll be a big crowd there. So it's an exciting week.
To go back to the point about the teams you have to beat, does it seem even more important because people aren't sure where you stand, that they're all trying to judge where Port Adelaide is this year?
Yeah, obviously there's plenty of people out there that everyone's going to have their opinion where they think we sit currently, where we're going to finish. But I think us internally and throughout the whole year, I think we've still had that belief that we can be one of the best teams and on any day beat anyone. So I don't think we've lost that faith or belief inside the group, and that's all we're focused on. Obviously the outside noise is always going to be there, but we can just control what we can control.
Where does that belief come from, that you can beat anyone?
Just putting, I think, consistent 4 quarters. Obviously, we got the win on the weekend, last weekend against Essendon, but I don't think we played a consistent 4 quarters. So I think it's just building that confidence comes from playing consistent footy and playing our brand of footy over a period of time.
How vital's Kenny been over the last 2 months or so from where the team was, and it was quite easily an opportunity to panic or crumble and a season be lost. How vital has he been in sort of keeping everyone calm and getting back on track?
Yeah, he's been huge. I think you mentioned it there, calm, and that's how he has been, positive throughout the whole thing. It wasn't the ideal start to the season, obviously, not what we were or anyone was expecting, but I think he's been very positive throughout it all. But hard at times, which you have to be because it's not his fault, so to speak. We're the ones out there playing, so I think we've taken it upon ourselves, and the leaders have been excellent over the few months as well in driving our standards and what we want to play like.
What do you make of some of the talk that's going around at the moment that Kenny could be, potentially looking to go elsewhere next season? As I said earlier, there's always going to be people talking. Everyone's going to have their opinions. So I think as a club, as a playing group, as a coaching group, I think everyone's happy inside the club and just looking forward to back half of the year.
Having just touched on his strengths and his calmness and all those sorts of things, could you understand clubs without coaches being interested in a guy like Ken?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, he's been in the game a fair while now, and I think he's highly respected. But I'm pretty confident he'll still be here.
Do you ever have a chuckle as players? I know you say you don't listen to external noise, but it's impossible to escape. Do you have a chuckle when 5 weeks ago people were calling for his head, and now it sounds like there's a coach's war and a sort of struggle on your hands?
Yeah, that's just the industry we're in. Unfortunately, everyone's out there to try to bring you down. So it is what it is. Yeah, everyone has their opinion and has their thoughts, but we're all good.
Probably what does Carl Amon bring to this side as well? There's a lot of talk that he might be heading back across the board at the end of the year. What does he bring to this team, and how have you seen his game transform over the last couple of years?
Yeah, he's hugely vital to the team, especially over the last few years. Obviously, last year making the AA squad, and that consistency, I suppose, over the last few years, he's been huge on the wing, and then obviously over the last probably 12 months or so going inside. He's highly important for us as a team. We know what he brings, and
who would you rather stand? Dusty's been playing a lot of time forward, and you've got Jack Rearod as well. Is it a coin flip, or who would you rather take?
I've played on Jack a few times. I haven't played or spent too much time on Dusty, so we'll see where we go there.
Would you understand if Carl Amon headed back to Melbourne? Do you think that being back in his home community there would make him a better footballer?
Not so much a better footballer. There's always that possibility of players going back home. I'm from interstate as well, and everyone, it's obviously always a thought, having your family and friends back home. But I think, and I've been here a while now, and Carl's been here a fair time now. I think he's built some strong relationships over here, and I think everything's happy over here.
You're not alone in being one of the several interstaters at the club that has chosen to stay and build a long career here. What is it about Alberton that makes it such a home away from home for so many players?
Yeah, I think it gets spoken about a lot in the media. I think it's a real family club, and it is. It's a good environment ever since I got drafted. Really, day one you come in, you feel really welcome at the club. Everyone's really supportive, and it's just a great environment. And yeah, I haven't really over the journey thought once about going home. I've always been comfortable here, and Adelaide's a lovely city to live. So why would you want to leave?
Good point. Just lastly, just the Richmond forward pressure that we hear so much about. What's that like as a defensive unit, and what's the key to not crumbling under that pressure?
Yeah, I think they've been like that for probably half a dozen years now. They're small forwards, and they do bring so much pressure and put the heat on you. So we've just got to stay composed, do what we train, how we know we can play, and to handle that pressure.